Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Meet the Artist. I'm Darren. I haven't been here in a while. And today we're here with Benjamin Lombart. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. We're glad you're here. First time with us this season, season four, and some super awesome cards, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But first, let's do a little interview with you first. So, get it started off here. What is how did you get started in art?
So for me, I was doing art all through high school, and my teachers were like, "Oh, you should maybe try to do this a bit more." So I think it all started from there. They're encouraging me to do more, and in like I think 2014, that's when I started, and like I started with these. It's really funny actually. I had an app on my phone on how to draw Lego minifigure characters of Marvel characters. So I'm drawing like a Lego Iron Man step by step. Like first you draw the helmet, all this stuff. So that was really interesting for me getting to do that and just like learn via these like tutorials and stuff. That's what got me interested, and I was trying to progress my art that way. And in 2017, I started really trying to apply for tops, which was like my big dream. Oh, I wanted to draw for Star Wars and all these things. So I started making a portfolio of my artwork and sending them every time, every month actually, like trying to update. And then eventually in 2020, they sent me an email saying, "Oh, we would like you to come on board as a sketch card artist." And I've been basically on every set since for Top Star Wars, so it's been really good.
So you've been on every set since 2020.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's awesome.
since Holocron, yeah, I think there's only one set that I've missed, which was I can't think. I think it was just a recent set that came out. It was just Star Wars Chrome. I think I was away on holiday, so I couldn't contribute, unfortunately. But yeah,
So, if anybody out there is wondering, you can get started in art quickly. Like you said you started what in 2014, and here you are
correct. Yeah, yeah.
since 2020 professionally. I guess before that,
Mhm.
I guess professionally too, but for tops specifically since
The tops,
2020.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
6 years or less, and to become a professional artist like that's super awesome, man.
Thank you. I really
Congrats
appreciate
on
that.
that.
Thank you.
We're not tops by any means, but we do enjoy we do enjoy art and art cards. But what's your favorite medium that you typically use?
Oh, that is a tough question. Okay, so I tend to use colored pencils quite a lot. I think that's my favorite because you can just like sharpen pencil, get going straight away. It's not as much as getting paints out and having to clean brushes and all that stuff. I tend to, especially with these sets, you have such tight deadlines and having to keep to these tight deadlines and also produce such a high volume of work. So tend to keep to markers and colored pencils are my preferred. In but I do like to do some acrylics and gouache paint. But that's when I have a bit longer. And like on these cards as well, I was able to experiment with quite a few different mixed medias, which we'll talk about later.
And you said markers. You alcohol markers like Copics or whatever brand
Yeah.
you use.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Copics here and some Pro markers as well. Copics are a bit harder to get in the UK because they don't really sell them as much. But yeah, Pro markers are everywhere and just standard alcohol-based markers. Yeah.
I assure you, no one's gonna hate on you, even if you don't have Copics, because everybody I interview on here is like, "Yeah, I've got a few Copics, but why buy those when you
Yeah,
can get on Amazon and buy the cheaper
exactly.
ones that work just as
Yeah,
good. They
yeah.
just don't last as long." So,
Won't be in crippling debt after you bought some
yeah,
alcohol markers.
exactly. Yeah, you buy six Copics and you're gonna have to take a
Yeah,
loan out for it. Yeah,
that's it.
I understand, and that's if you don't refill them. I don't know. So it seems like people do. Some people don't. So people are like, nah, whatever. Um, so when you draw normally, do you typically go for the card size pieces, or do you do like comic covers or bigger stuff? What is it? What's your typical?
Yeah, so I've been on this sort of sketch card grind, if you will, for quite a while now. So I've been trying to do lots of sketch card work, and even when I'm not doing sets, I'm also trying to do, whatever's recently out. When Moon Knight was out, I was drawing sketch cards just of Moon Knight, just trying to keep it in that. But I do a couple of sketch card covers, but it's just the time allocated to them because I feel like I start one and then a new set comes around like, oh, we need you for Mandalorian, whatever season. You come do these cards. I'm like, okay, that's not the priority. So I have to
Hmm.
set it aside. But yeah, I do love doing comic covers as well. A couple of canvases when I have time, just to really just paint for the fun of it, really. But yeah.
And what is your typical what's your typical subject? Like you said, it was a lot of just variety. But what is your favorite thing to draw?
It's got to be Star Wars. That's why I'm so lucky and blessed that I can be able to work for Tops. And Star Wars is just, ever since I was a little kid, always watching Star Wars, always just like playing Star Wars, just like trying to draw as well. But I wasn't very good at drawing back then. But just that's my favorite subject to draw because there's so much now. Like I feel like there's a new series coming out every month, so there's always new content.
I don't know if you heard it or not, but the one of the high ups of Disney, I can't remember who it was, said that they're going to start cutting back on Star Wars content. But that's a topic for
Oh,
another day.
hopefully not.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hopefully not. Oh dear.
Star Wars is my big thing as well. I'm not really big into the Marvel or comics or
Yeah.
anything, but Star Wars is where's that. But what's your favorite?
So,
While we're here, it's an interview with you, right? What's your favorite episode
yeah.
of Star Wars?
Favorite episode? Are you talking films now, or
Yeah,
yeah,
films,
which film?
episodes,
Okay.
episodes.
Okay. I'm gonna get probably a lot of hate for this, but episode one, 100%.
I love episode one.
Episode
I
one.
love it. Yeah,
Gotta be Darth Maul,
I remember watching it in
Phantom
theaters.
Menace.
Yeah, then Darth Maul
That's it.
threw the saber sideways, and the second one came out, and everybody was like, "Oh,
He's amazing.
yeah, everybody was losing it. I mean,
That
it had
was
never
it.
been
That's it
done
for me.
before. How do you feel? This is controversial. How do you feel about the sequels?
The sequels, yeah, I've got no quarrel with them. It's Star Wars content at the end of the day. I think I enjoyed them for what they were. Like I remember going to the cinemas to see them, and I just thought I'm just gonna have no expectations here. Just go in and watch it for the fun of it. I think a lot of people had higher expectations than they sh well, of course, it's Star Wars at the end of the day, but going in with this sort of no expectations at all, just enjoying it for what it is. I think a lot of people could have just enjoyed it that way. You know.
I'm one of those people.
Still
I
think it's
struggle
very
with
good.
it.
Yeah.
I struggle. I
Oh, you
can't.
sure?
I
Yeah.
can't.
You can't deal with the
Nope.
sequels.
Nope. I can't. After six, it's over. Like those are just
Yeah.
made up. They're
Okay.
not real.
Yeah. No. No.
I watched them in theaters and I refuse to watch them anymore because they're
You refuse
terrible.
it. Oh no.
They're terrible.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I like Kylo Ren. He's a good character. He's whiny just like
He's very
Anakin
cool.
and just like Luke.
Mhm.
He's whiny, but everything else was just kind
Yeah.
of I don't know. But
Yeah.
have you seen the Clone Wars?
Yeah. I've seen basically everything Star Wars related except for Resistance. So
I haven't. You seen it?
that's the only
Have you
thing
seen the
I've seen.
'03 Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
good, okay, good. Yeah, the 2D Gendy Tartakovsky ones.
Yeah. I love that, man. I
That's
just completed a set now. I think it was for. Don't know if we're allowed to say what sets come. I don't know. Finest. There's always different finest sets coming out for Star Wars. So I'm sure you're allowed to say it. But I just completed a set for them and for Tops, and it was the first time we were actually allowed to draw. I think first time or one of the first times we're allowed to draw from that
really
the Clone Wars. Yeah, because before it was like a no go. You're not allowed to
right.
reference them at all. It's like it'll instantly get rejected by Tops or Lucasfilm. But now they're allowing it. So I was like, definitely getting some General Grievous in there.
That's
The old
good. Yeah.
badass General Grievous.
Do you do any
And
Fordo?
sorry.
Any Fordo? Captain Fordo?
No, actually,
He's
I
the
can't
red.
remember. I did so many. I did so many.
Yeah, I've got a little shrine over here of Captain Fordo. So what all? You said you've done tops. What all else have you done that you can talk about since 2020 in your professional career? Since it's not quite as long as some of these guys have been doing it for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah. So I actually started back in 2017 with my first set that was Marvel for Upper Deck, I think Marvel Annual. But then I had a bit of trouble with them because they kept on doing like full rejections on my cards I was sending. I was like, okay, I'm not sure what this is, but I kept plodding along, and then um, eventually for one of the sets, Marvel Premiere, I think, or something like that. It's one of like their masterwork equivalents for top Star Wars, that sort of style, high quality. I got one of those accepted finally. Did a couple of like Spider-Man, different things like that, which is pretty cool to do. Um, and before Tops, I think in 2019, I did a couple of sets for Dynamite Comics. So I think it was, what was the name of it? Red Sonja, I think, and the other one with the I can't think for the life of me of the name of it, but it's I'm blanking. But yeah, a couple of sets for Dynamite, which was quite enjoyable, and a couple of other sets. Oh yeah, Ultraman as well
Ultraman,
with
yeah.
Aura Parks. Yeah, that's great. That's a fun set. Really
That's a
good.
very popular one among
Hmm.
artists. That it's one of those ones. It's like I guess easy to get on to or get on
Hmm.
with,
Yeah,
and they do a ton of them.
yeah,
There's
they
always
really
cards
do.
out for Ultraman, so that's cool. We'll talk about your cards here a little bit. It's completely different than what we've been talking about. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody's done a full set of these before, and I don't. And
Oh no.
I know there hasn't been a set of these cards, so that's kind of the beauty of Gabe's
Yeah.
Cave because we can just do whatever because they're all given away.
Mhm.
So we'll go ahead and talk about these here. This set here is a complete set of Destiny, which is really, really cool if you're not familiar with the game. Destiny and Destiny 2, the video game series, which is honestly, I don't know why they called it Destiny 2 because it's kind of just like a continuation. It just, eventually they're going to be a 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
The way things are playing out, but some super awesome cards here. We have some of our main characters and some of our villains from one of the seasons. They have what
Yeah.
you call raids, and it's basically the four main villains from the final hardest part of that season. But we'll start off here. We've got Cade Six. Um, you said it earlier. The prince,
Oh
the
yeah.
queen of the Awoken.
Marisol.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Marisov. That's right. We have Zavala,
Yeah.
and then you've got your characters here during the Trials of Osiris. Your Osiris gear. You've got the Hunter, the Titan, and then the Warlock. And then you have your four guys here, and again, I can't remember what they're called. It's been so long since I've played this game, so I'll let you tell us. So we'll start off here. That is
Yeah. This is Oryx, so he's the final boss from the King's Fall raid. Yeah, and then we've got the daughter of Oryx there, and then Golgoroth, the big ogre, and then the war priest at the end, which is from the first encounter.
and these are all are these guys here from Destiny 2 or are they from the end of Destiny 1?
They're from Destiny 1 originally, so they're from the King's Fall raid in Destiny 1, but it was brought back in Destiny 2, so they recycled the content, if you will.
So yeah, I played too much of Destiny 1 and I really fell off right before the King's Fall. So where you go on the ship.
Mhm.
I kind of fell off there and then I picked back up Destiny. I did play it, but I don't know that I ever completed the raid. Um, then Destiny 2, I never made it to where they recycled this, so
Right.
kind of fell off and my friends stopped playing, so but I do know the rest of these characters and they're super cool. If you like Destiny, I mean this is where it's at. I mean, unless you ask him to do some commissions, which we'll get there in a second, but if not, you have a perfect opportunity, guys and girls. Are you taking currently taking commissions?
Yes, I'm currently taking commissions, so you can always message me on Instagram or Facebook, wherever's easiest for you, and just or email. Like I was taking commissions, so I'd be happy to make some. Recently, I've been doing quite a few cosplay commissions because I recently went to a Star Wars convention, Star Wars celebration in London. That was pretty cool. Meeting a lot of cosplayers, and they were like, "Oh, can you sketch me in your in my cosplay?" I was like, "Oh, this is really cool," because it's not things you see every day. You know, it's like they come up with such creative things. And it's really interesting to draw.
That is really cool. That is really, so. Do you go to a lot of cons there?
No,
Um,
that was my first ever con or convention, which was the Star Wars celebration. But I would love to do more in future. I think it's really cool to meet all these different people.
how was Star Wars Celebration?
Oh, it was amazing. Really, really cool. Getting to see like sneak previews of all the different projects that are coming out, and
Hmm.
just like, oh, really awesome. Really
Yeah, I haven't
awesome.
been to one yet, but I certainly wanted to. I almost went last year, but wasn't able to make it. Man, other than that, I appreciate you being on here with us.
Thank
Um,
you very much.
Thank you, and we look forward to future projects and whatnot. So,
Wonderful,
yep.
wonderful stuff. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today, and like what you do for artists. Like, it's really amazing. Thank you for promoting us. You know, it's one of the hardest things I feel for artists. You have to be not only an artist but like a self promoter, a media person. Like get a
Hmm.
bit much sometimes, but what you guys do for us is like is really amazing. So thank you so much.
Yeah, man, that's the whole kind of goal behind Gabe's Cave is just to promote artists and just that's really about it. We're here to show off artwork, give it away for free, and promote artists, and
Wonderful.
hopefully everybody follows and goes along with it. So, all right, everybody, thank you for joining us today with another artist interview. We just want to thank our sponsors before we get out of here. That is rpghiring.com, and Comic Shield, comicshield.com. Make sure you check out Uncle Nasty on Thursdays with After Dark. That's Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. And have a good day.